Gloria's golden hair, it's actually gold, rather than merely blonde, is set in stiff waves, as if piped on top of her head. She has a neat, narrow nose and large, carefully made-up pale blue eyes, involving several toning shades of iridescent shadow. The overall effect is of refined beauty, although if small children were around, you'd be worried that they might cut themselves on her cheekbones. "Hello, Gloria," I say, kissing her powdered cheek. "You look lovely." "You too," she says briskly. "That's a very pretty dress." Reed thin and wearing a peach blouse and immaculate navy blue trouser suit, she eyes my pistachio ghost dress. I still love it, despite it being of a similar vintage to Guinness, who's reappeared still being cradled by Rosie as she greets her grandma. I reassure myself that a girl who still adores her bunny is unlikely to have her head turned by a load of coke-hoovering fashion types. I also note that Will appears to have acquired a new jumper at some point during his trip to collect Gloria, which is odd. Even stranger, it's identical to the one I bought for his birthday. "Present from Mum," he says, giving me a wink. "She wanted to make sure it fitted." "Doesn't it suit him?" she observes. Yes, it really does," I reply, trying to keep down a smirk. "You have lovely taste, Gloria." She smiles and eagerly snatches the glass of wine he offers her. "Now, you mustn't keep topping me up, Will." Enthusiastic sip. "I'm not supposed to be drinking, you know. My nutritionist." Massive gulp. It does smell good in here." "All Will's work," I explain. "He's doing roast chicken and all these clever things with vegetables. Me and Rosie have been out shopping." "Spending your money, Will?" she titters. A comment so clearly ill-chosen, it causes sweat to spring from my armpits. "Oh, I know you work hard, Charlotte," she adds at that place. You'd think, by the accompanying curl of her lip, that she means a sauna or lap dancing club. In fact, it's a crisp factory in Essex. A posh crisp factory, I might add, offering fancy varieties such as crushed pink peppercorn and the alarming-sounding lobster bisque. It's all very upmarket. In fact, we don't even call them crisps, but hand-cooked potato chips. But they're still basically fried potatoes, and my job is to market them. I am a flogger of fat-drenched Maris Pipers coming in at around 1,025 calories per family pack, and Gloria, whose diet appears to consist mainly of Chilean Sauvignon and the occasional olive, cannot bring herself to speak of it. "So how is the job hunting going, Will?" she asks, turning to her son. "Really well, thanks," Will replies, peering through the oven's glass door. "Any interviews yet?" I see his jaw tighten as he straightens up. Now I realise why he invited Gloria over this evening instead of tomorrow. While he's always been happy to take care of her, especially since his father died 4 years ago, he couldn't face being grilled about his future career plans on his actual birthday. "I'm sure something will come up soon," he replies firmly, as Ollie and I set the kitchen table, and Rosie returns Guinness to the utility room. "Have you thought about the police force?" Gloria asks, glugging more wine. Will grimaces. "It's not quite my area of expertise, Mum." "I know that," she concedes, "but they have excellent training and pension schemes." "Isn't Dad a bit old to be a cop?" Ollie asks. "Thanks, Ollie," Will chuckles, giving me a look. "Well, I'm sure they do a mature entry scheme," she goes on, clearly an expert in such matters. "Or what about the prison service?" "Dad can't work in a prison," Rosie exclaims with a loud guffaw. Gloria frowns. "Why not?" "Because," Rosie smirks, "I just can't imagine it." "Working with a load of murderers," Ollie adds, eyes widening. "That'd be interesting, wouldn't it, Dad?" "Fascinating," Will agrees, turning his attention to a saucepan of gravy on the hob.